I'm Dan Romero. I'm a sculptor. They had these beautiful banners unfurled in front of the Opera House that depicted 4 dancers. 3 females and 1 male. And in looking at those posters, these beautiful posters, I thought, I can sculpt that. I have no idea what made me think of that, but I thought I could do that. I got in my car and I drove to the art store. I bought some clay and I created this, Patrice. Young Pine is a real person. He was an actor in the movie The Revenant that I did in Montana. And he was dressed the way he looks. And it was so incredible that I asked if I could take a picture of him. He was a little hesitant because he didn't know what I was up to, and I explained to him that I was a sculptor and that I would love to try to sculpt him when I came home. Philippe was inspired by a magazine article I was reading in the New York Times. It was a ballet dancer. I loved the movement of that guy so much that I knew I had to sculpt him. While I'm sculpting him, however, I thought he would be really cool as a cirque performer. I went to the welding shop, which is around the corner from my sculpting studio, and I asked him to weld the ring for me. His name is Philippe. He's a cirque performer, and he's fantastic. Dancing in the Dark, I created because my wife Jeannie asked me to create 2 dancers dancing with one another. And I thought, okay, that's quite the challenge. Let's see if I can do it. So I did it. I created them separately on 2 different blocks. And then trying to get them to fit together was the big challenge for me. But ultimately I did, and it's just a great piece and I love it. Paulina is my biggest ballerina. However, she was inspired by a cirque performer doing those aerial acts with the draperies. So I created her as a horizontal position. And then while in studio one day, I just tilted her straight up so that now she's vertical. And to my surprise, and everyone around me, they went, oh my God, that's incredible. So I created her as a ballerina as opposed to an aerial cirque performer. Nettie was inspired by an article I read in the New York Times. It was this picture of this African-American woman that was just spectacular. She had so much personality that I thought I need, much like Young Pine, I need to see if I could create another full headpiece like Young Pine, but of a completely different ethnicity. Challenging when you're a beginning sculptor, but I went to the studio the next Saturday and started, and I think she turned out really great. I really love her. Svetlana was inspired when I saw another sculptor's work in Carmel, California. My wife Jeannie thought I was, I think, a little nutty when I said I could do that, but I thought I'm going to come home and do it. And again, I did. I came home, created the wire armature, and I made Svetlana, and I think it looks like she's really hanging in the air. And that's exactly what I was trying to accomplish. There's a new piece I'm working on. She doesn't have a name yet. She started out as Yoga Girl. But the more I worked on Yoga Girl, even though I really liked Yoga Girl because she looked pretty cool, there was something about her that just wasn't calling to me. So one Sunday morning, I decided to completely change her. At the studio, when I took my new piece in, they thought it was a completely different piece. They had no idea that I had transformed Yoga Girl into this piece.